Hi guys, welcome back again to our Math 135 site. Today, we're talking about how to navigate our Lamaku site from start to finish. I know I made a short version of this where we just focused on the weekly modules, but this is going to be a bit more comprehensive. And even though I say comprehensive, we're not going to use all the functions of Lamaku, just the ones that I think are most pertinent to us. So right off the bat, you see the title page. You've got a few buttons here: orientation, homework textbook, and weekly modules. And then you have over here the announcements. So announcements are just the not daily, but the weekly communications I send to you, sometimes more than weekly. These are also redundant in that you get them via your email. Now, if you're not getting them through your email, then please let me know so that I can um, check the settings or talk to you about how to set up your notifications so that you are aware of the announcements. Okay, once you read an announcement, if you're sick of looking at it, just click the X button and it will be gone or dismissed. You can also go back to show all announcements if you want to see the ones that you dismissed. Now, whenever you're at any page, if you want to get back to that title page, you just click over here, the title of our class brings you back to that starting position. Right below the announcements, you see the calendar. The calendar shows upcoming events. But the best way to actually check the full calendar is to go to our syllabus. Our syllabus has the tentative calendar for the whole semester, what's being covered when. This will give you some not recent, but upcoming events nearby. And over here in the work to do tab, that also kind of tells you things that are going to be due soon. The welcome widget, I wouldn't, that was kind of something that's just built in already. You don't need to use that one. Okay, so that's the front page. Let's go through these three buttons one by one, starting with the orientation. The orientation is most useful before the start of the class, to be honest. There's just a quick welcome from me, quick video on how to navigate. But since you're watching this one, this is the better one, I think, the more comprehensive one. There's a link to our syllabus, which I'm gonna make a separate video for. And so I'll talk about the whole syllabus in a little more detail. And then there's this button to see this information about technology. Technology button tells you a little general information about Lamaku and the resources that are available to you. By the way, Lamaku is like our version of Brightspace. Brightspace is the underlying company, if you're curious. That's why this says Brightspace portfolio here. And if you are curious in general about the Brightspace functionality, just check YouTube, honestly, or just do a Google search for Brightspace. Technical support. This is a UHITS help desk, so you can ask them for help. They have 24-hour support. And then there's our online textbook and homework. This information here, you'll see this in a few places. Right here, where we're looking at it right now, as well as the overview page and in our syllabus. Just tells you a little bit about our book. Things for you to be aware of. Just make sure that you're not paying for a separate copy of the book because you've already basically paid through it through your student fees at a discounted rate. So don't pay anything extra for our textbook. You already have access to it through our Lamaku site. And this tells you how to access it right here, basic instructions. About that homework though, I'm going to make a separate video going over that whole thing and how to navigate the homework site. So sit tight and check that out. Actually, since you're watching this one, it's going to be right around that same area that you found this video. Okay, back to the page we were at, orientation page. So, when you're in any page, you notice like these buttons on the left. These are like your navigation buttons. The first one is the course overview. Course overview, you see this picture of a dog hugging a cat. That's just because I put that there because, like I know math is stressful for some of us. So anytime you feel like you're getting overwhelmed, just imagine, just remember, math is this cute dog hugging this little cute cat. Okay, as far as information about myself, here's some basic information. You can find my office hours Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. or weekdays 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And I know it's kind of a strange time, but it's because I noticed for these asynchronous classes, that's usually when I get the most traffic. Probably because a lot of us have work in the daytime, right? Or we have other obligations. And so when we really get started with our work, it's not till later in the evening. You can also email me anytime, and I'm a lot of times an email is enough to answer your question. But if you want to talk to me, I'm available. Let me show you quickly how that works. If you click on this Book Me Here button, it takes you to a calendar where you can access available office hour times, and just click on a button, book a time with me, and then it's gonna send me a notification to remind me to open up that Zoom call at that time. Now, even though it's a Zoom call, if you don't want to talk over Zoom, you want to meet in person, that's totally fine. I'm on campus pretty frequently in the STEM Center or Study Hub. So just let me know, shoot me an email where you want to be, where you want to meet up, and then I'll know to go there. But please let me know at least a couple hours ahead of time. Otherwise, I won't know where to go. And just in case I have some other obligations, I have to be somewhere. Okay. Oh, here's a Zoom link for the office hours, unless you schedule an in-person meeting. A little bit about Math 135. Math 135, it's basically a pre-calculus course. It's kind of a part of it's kind of like half the pre-calculus. The other half would be the trigonometry course 140. Here we talk about basically like a lot of things that you learn in advanced algebra. Not advanced algebra, but like algebra 2 or 3. Okay, required materials. The same thing that we saw earlier in the orientation page, I mean. And then here's another place to access the syllabus. Syllabus, again, I'm making a separate video talking about the syllabus. So I'm not going to talk about that at this moment. All right, that covers course overview. Bookmarks. Bookmarks, not really something I think you need. That's just something that's already built into Lamaku, but I guess if there's a page that you want to bookmark, feel free. I don't think it's really necessary. Course schedule tells you upcoming things today, tomorrow, and then the next week. So like due dates, here's something. Got classwork due on the 19th, but I'm filming this a little early, so this actually hasn't opened up yet. Okay, other things on this navigation sidebar, you've got the table of contents, which tells you basically everything, the three things, the orientation, the homework, and the weekly modules. We got the orientation, which we've covered already. The homework and textbook button takes you to the place where we access our online homework and our online textbook. To get there, just click on My Lab Math. I'm going to open up another video for this, so won't talk about that anymore right now. And then the meat of the class, which is the weekly modules. So if you click on weekly modules, right now you'll see only week 1. That's because we haven't progressed past week 1. Once week 2 rolls around, then you'll see a new button that says week 2, and it will tell you what subjects or what sections are covered in that week. So let's take a look into week 1. Once I go there, the first thing that you're going to notice is at the top of the page, you got these checklists, one for each week. And as long as you're completing this checklist each week, then for the whole semester, you're going to be perfectly on schedule you're going to be totally fine as long as you do all those things. Okay, this week we have a special assignment, which is the Padlet introduction. That's here. That's due Friday. So click on that. And then to start your own. Oh, okay. I see what happened. Uh, this link is bad. Sorry, guys. This is the old link. I gotta fix that later. But to add your post, just click on this plus button on the bottom, type in your name, upload a picture of yourself, and then answer the questions that are right here. So your favorite food, hobbies, and where you're from. Okay, that's the first assignment. And then day 1, which you're here already, you're watching these videos right now because I'm filming it. There's just placeholders, but the video I'm filming now is gonna go in that spot. So that's day 1. Day 2, this day 2 is more of a typical day within a week. And the way our class is structured, even though it's asynchronous, structures are like the same way that you would take a class if you were to meet with me in person, where typically a class meets for 2 times per week for an hour 15 each, right? So I have it kind of split up into about that amount of work. Day 1 would be about an hour 15 of work. Day 2, another hour 15 worth of work. Here's a typical day. So you open up the notes first, click on that button to open the notes. And these are what you're going to use. You're going to read through as I go through it with you in the video. And then as you're looking at those notes, watch the video. The video is going to walk you through all the problems, all the explanations. And then you're going to actually submit your answers to these questions as classwork. The thing about it though is I'm telling you all the answers in the course of the video. So it's really just practice for you. And the classwork is really meant to just make sure that you're tracking along. Classwork, I'm going to make a separate video for that afterwards. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's not meant to be difficult. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, here's the skills you're going to learn for that day. So each day has that. So we kind of have a preview what you should be expecting to learn. Okay, typical week, right? You got two things. You got classwork to turn in, you've got homework to turn in. Classwork, here's the link to submit the classwork, and here's the link to access the homework. That's basically it for a typical week. Okay, now anytime, like I mentioned, that you're kind of lost in some page that you didn't mean to get back to the title page, just click on this title at the top. Takes you back to the beginning. You can go straight to the weekly modules or wherever you need to go. You also notice some buttons at the top here. Um, these, they're kind of built in already. I don't really think you need any of these. Some of them are sort of redundant in terms of, getting you back to some of these other positions that you've already accessed through the buttons right over here in the title. But the one button I think that might be important to you would be the grades button. That's gonna tell you where you stand in the class. And I'll update this typically about every other week. One word of caution though about the grades, guys, is through the course of the semester, the grades that you see are not necessarily totally an accurate depiction of where you are in the class. That's just because until all the grades are entered, all the grades that you have so far are going to count for more of the chunk than they will eventually. So what I mean by that is, let's say I didn't take exam one, two, or three, or any quizzes yet, and I only did classwork and homework, then that means classwork and homework are accounting for 100% of your grade. But in actuality, once the whole semester is finished, classwork is only going to be 5% and homework is only going to be 15%. And so it gives you kind of a skewed picture of what your grade is, even though it's technically accurate. Um, it's not the final weight of all the grades is going to be a little bit different until than what happens at the very end. So just something to be aware of. Like it might look like you're getting up one particular grade, but then your grade could go up or down depending, right? Like let's say you're not doing all your classwork, but you do really good in exams, then the more exams you take, actually the higher your grade will go, or vice versa. Okay, but anyway, that's where you access the grades if you want to see where you are and how you're doing. Okay, yeah, that pretty much covers it, guys. Go back to the beginning. And yeah, that's how to navigate our Lamaku site. So if you have any questions, let me know. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, stop recording now. Stop recording.